X. Nope. There you go.
How's that, guys? You can hear us now?
Amateur hour over here.
Oh, my goodness. All right. So we have Josh here. We have Lori Gypsy Kish, our moderator. We have Skylar. Remember Skylar was our mermaid that all the old guys hit on, so we had to stop having mermaids here. Then we have Bryce, Skylar's husband. Or wait.
Boyfriend.
No. You're his husband.
Okay, that's fair.
Right.
All right, I have to scoot over here, and you guys all have to scoot down a little bit. There you go. There you go. Now the camera's not messed up.
Okay, so let's get started with the Tracy update. Let's get this knocked out of the way real quick. Tracy has been doing really well. She's been, up in her chair 4 to 5 hours a day. She started doing this new thing now. When she's in the chair, I walked out of the room. I'm in the kitchen. I can hear if the alarms are going off or anything. And I come back in the living room, and she's got her legs crossed. Her right foot is over her left foot, and her legs are crossed now, sitting in the chair. I'm like, okay, was that an accident? So I uncross her legs, and both legs are coming down in the wheelchair, and they're sitting straight. Next thing you know, I look over, and she's got her legs crossed again. She's crossing her legs on her own because she wants them crossed. That's all I can come up with, because unless we got ghosts. So, that's something, a new movement she's doing. I had that away from there. That's a new movement she's doing, something new that she's doing. Look at the size of your head as opposed to my head. Way back here.
Maybe you shouldn't be such a fathead.
I'm sitting closer. We just proved that by going back here like this. So yeah, she's been really good. Otherwise, she's eating good and taking all of her nutrition. Everything's been fine. She's been perfect, and it's getting easier to take care of her at nighttime, and she's doing great. So there ain't really much to report other than the only thing new I saw this week is that she's crossing her legs now, which means more body movement. We're trying to let you guys know everything that's happening as it happens, but there's really not much to report. So I wanted you guys to know, that she is actually putting her body where she wants her body to be, so which is pretty neat. I think it's pretty neat.
So Raheem's asking what the drinking word is. I promised you guys last weekend that it would be peanut butter balls.
Oh my goodness! Still with the peanut butter balls. Oh my goodness!
There was a super chat before the stream started, so I don't have it.
That's from our girl Ange.
She might have it.
Not anymore.
Well, I don't know what Ange said, but thanks,
she
Ange.
said,
Hashtag
I might not be here,
rocks.
so yes, Team Tracy, hashtag over our rocks, all that. She's a sweetheart. So yeah, that was she gave a $5 super chat before we even started.
We have Anthony Westland for $5. Says, hi guys, love you all.
Thank you. Trevin Robbins says, do you guys get some fish online? If so, what website do you get it from? Well, we use a few. If we need to order something for somebody or ourselves or anything like that, we use Predatory Fins. We use Lone Star Exotics. We use Jason's Plecos and Exotics.
There's honestly a crap ton of them.
J4 Analog. Yes.
J4 Flower Horns.
Flower Horn. J4 Flower Horns.
Pleco Paradise.
Pleco Paradise. Our buddy Gino. Who else?
I can go down the list. You got Wes from California.
Yes. Fugu Puff.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
You've got on the East Coast, there's Monster Aquarium. There's
we've even bought fish off of what was that online? It was I can't even remember. I'm sorry.
All right. So for all you watchers out there, I'm going to go ahead and cue you guys in on a little secret, right now we are planning a trip. And this trip includes nothing but peanut butter balls.
What? he's talking about a trip all the
I
way.
was talking about peanut butter balls. To say peanut butter balls, get everyone to drink because you love peanut butter balls.
It is a delicacy. It is a treat. You know, it is a peanut butter concoction covered in powdered sugar.
Mm-hmm.
You're making it sound nasty.
I don't know. But no, in all seriousness, we have a gentleman who's a fan of the channel. He contacted me a few days back, and he just bought a brand new tank 6 months ago from Acrylic Creations. And it is 1,000 gallon. It's 8x4x4, 2-inch thick acrylic. He had it shipped all the way out to him in California, and he is now moving. So he contacted us, and I love what you guys do. I would love to donate this tank to you, but you guys would have to come get it. He sent a picture of it. I started doing my due diligence and how much the tank weighs.
8 foot by 4 foot by 4 foot tall, all acrylic.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful tank.
Yes, and so I called the manufacturer of the tank, and he told me exactly what it was made of. You know, it has a steel stand. There is cabinetry that goes around the stand as well. So I devised a plan to go and pick this tank up around New Year's. I still have to figure out the exact dates and get it all, fine-tuned. I've got a bunch of people that want to come with me, and the gentleman that's donating the tank even said he would rent a crane to be able to take this tank safely out, set it onto our trailer, and then we could go ahead and haul it home. So that'll be coming up real soon here.
Nice trip, and it's a long trip all the way to California.
Yeah, I said that.
You're going to go all the way to. Well, I'm
Santa
reiterating.
Rosa, California.
You're going to go all the way to California. It's a 36-hour drive. I know because
37.
I did it twice in 1 month. And it's a 37-hour drive there and 37-hour drive back. And the way home is way worse. Trust me.
Always is.
Because you're sleep deprived. Well, I went with Tracy, and she can't drive a truck, So I started off our video, it ended up taking me 92 hours of being awake to come home the second time. But I started off the video, hey guys, it's Big Rich, we're driving down the road, how you doing, blah, blah, blah. Second video was like, sup guys, Big Rich, The third video, we'd already been there, and now we got the fish, and now we're heading home. We're like, I started off, I'm like, it's all bad, guys. I'm hallucinating. I'm seeing things. Haven't slept in 48 hours. I've got another 30 hours to get home. I mean, it was so bad. And you can go back and watch these videos, and you see this progression along the line. That's the day that I got home from California, and I got out of the truck at 2 o'clock in the morning and forgot that I ran extension cords from our inverters under the hood, hooked up to the battery. 2 50-foot extension cords running down, passing the side of the truck, all the way into the back bed, and running heaters and filters and all this stuff back there. I get out of the truck 2 o'clock in the morning, go to walk out, and it grabs both my feet. And I'm in an F650, so it's way up there off the ground. So I start falling forward, and I'm like, all right, Rich, you got this. Put my arms out. I'm going to land like a push-up. I got this. When I landed, every tendon on this arm snapped off, and I fell to this side. And Josh comes around and says, "You all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't feel no pain, but I just can't move this arm." And so he helps me up, and we have to go straight to the hospital. I told the doctors, I'm like, you know what? You don't even need no anesthesia. I've been up for 92 hours. I'm going to sleep.
So we have some questions here. D Ham says, "Hey Josh, why don't you fly to California and then rent the U-Haul to drive if that's possible?"
Yes,
that's
that is
a good
possible.
Idea. I looked into it. I actually looked into a few ideas. I called the trucking company that originally delivered the tank to him, and he wanted $4,500 to go out there, pick the tank up, and bring it back here, which would then take 4 days of travel, being in a semi, because you're only allowed to drive so many hours a day. And for one, they would not put the care in loading that tank as much as I would. They won't wrap it, and the tank could potentially get damaged. So I looked into renting a box truck as well, but a box truck from California to here was $6,500. Was the cheapest.
That went
I could
way
find
up.
it. Yeah,
Because I got it for $1,600, and that had a refrigerated cab to it.
yeah.
And people don't know the refrigerated cab also, it can bring it down in temperature, but it also can bring it up to 80 degrees. So I rented the reefer cab, and it was $1,600, and I had to pay $1 an hour for this thing to keep the back of the bed at 80 degrees. It was great.
Yeah. So the best idea I came up with, I can rent a truck here for for 5 days, 6 days a week, and it'll come out to around $500. Unlimited mileage. It's a brand new 2021.
And what's that?
Ford pickup truck, unlimited mileage.
You rented it from?
It's a app called Turo.
Turo. You can go and rent somebody's brand new Lamborghini for a day. You could rent it for a week. You could rent somebody's brand new, Raptor truck, whatever. And there's all these different trucks on there. Well, this guy made the mistake of putting unlimited miles to his head. Josh jumped on it.
So there's that, and then I called up the trailer place around here that usually does utility trailers. I got a 16-foot tilt bed utility trailer, dual axle, and I can get that for $250 a week. So we're talking $750 to rent the equipment and about $1,000 in gas to go there and back. Plus tolls and food. Let's call it $2,000 by the end of it. We can get out there and get back, as opposed to paying for plane tickets out there and then making the drive with just 2 people inside of a box truck and spending close to $8,000.
Right.
Plus the gas. That's another $1,500, $2,000. So yeah, that would probably be come out around $10,000 if we did the box truck.
Right, it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
When we got the Bellagio tanks here, we spent $4,500 on a semi truck, and we had to use the whole semi truck because each tank's 20 foot long, each stand was 20 foot long. So we used the whole enclosed box truck for that, and it cost us $4,500. Now they're wanting so much more.
Yeah, well, right now with all this shipping fiasco going on, their rates are through the roof.
That's crazy.
You want someone to jump on it and not get to it, 4 or 5 months. They're going to charge you an arm and a leg for it.
Yeah. So now we've got somebody in our audience here that's working and lurking. That's our girl Haley from Oddball Aquatics. What's up, Haley?
D-Ham, so you should also see Stingray Biology and see his property and make a video out because you guys have all the stingrays. That should be interesting.
He's Southern California.
Yeah, you're about 10 hours away. We're Northern California. He's Southern, and his whole warehouse is being
it's
ripped
empty.
apart.
Yeah. So there ain't much to see there. We've been to. That's where I went twice in 1 week, was to Stingray Biology, and before, and that was Mr. Vincent Wu that donated so much stuff to us. So it was definitely worth it, and but now James Light says, "What happened to SeaWorld in Ohio? They closed 14 years ago."
Yeah, it's been a really long time.
We have 2 of their tanks from
just one.
No, the 1,000-gallon and
those are both from the public aquarium in Columbus, the Columbus Zoo.
Okay, so the 2,000.
So the only SeaWorld tank we have now is the 2,000, and then the one that we sold to Brian.
The 2,000 that we have outside we use for summertime koi rescue type thing.
The big tub, big blue one.
No, the big.
Joe Watson says, "How much to ship Bigrich to the UK?" I'm willing. I want to go on a vacation.
How much is the plane ticket?
Will you stay here and watch Tracy?
Sure, why not?
I'm ready. I'm ready to go. Let's go. Oh, funny.
All right, so what's the topic?
Okay, the tank is 8x4x4, but it's all acrylic. It's not fiberglass reinforced plastic, or it's not wood and then a front panel. It is all acrylic. Now, to give you the idea, I bought mine, and I got a great deal on it. The 1,000-gallon that's out there now, I bought that when Tenacore closed down and they had leftover stock, and they sold this. They had a price tag on it of, I think it was $6,700. They gave it to me for $4,500. And now we're getting this same exact acrylic tank for free, but we got to pay all this. So we're going to spend $2,000.
Yeah, but the cost of this tank to build is about 20 grand.
Right, because the price of acrylic is way up now. But
Yeah.
I'm saying we only got about $2,000 into it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
1,000, you know.
that 1,000 I bought 15 years ago when acrylic wasn't that expensive.
Yeah, and that tank's about 5,000 pounds.
Is
Empty. Yeah.
Chris Hoffman says, Big Rich, what size are those coconuts on your mermaid outfit? Double D's? Oh, we're talking triple D's, son. You can't contain all this.
Not saying a word. I'll watch Tracy, but it's going to cost you a bigger tank and all those piranhas out there.
I tried giving you those
I
piranhas.
don't have room. Dini will eat them.
Well, then why are you trying to take them now?
Because I need a bigger tank. If I had a bigger tank, I could take more.
How many tanks do you have?
Okay, granted.
A lot.
It doesn't matter. She can have, I have 6 or 7, 8 piranha. How many we have?
There is 7, and the race is on. Whoever can provide the tank first can have them. Because Joe said he's working. He's going tomorrow to pick up the saltwater fish from Columbus. When he gets home from that, he's working on the piranha
Can
tank.
I have the female that's in there? Honey, do we need the female? He's shaking his head at me.
I'm taking the small turtle.
Yeah, we're taking the small turtle, by the way.
Bambi McCluskey. That's a great name. You know why I like that name so much? It reminds me of Gator McCluskey in the movie Gator. From that was what's his name? Smokey and the Bandit.
Smokey.
Smack you. No, everybody knows him. Come on, he was Smokey in the Smokey and the Bandit.
Thinking Cap, Rich.
With
Thinking
the
Cap.
with the mustache. What's his name?
No.
Kurt Russell.
No.
No, not even close.
That's the way.
Burt Reynolds. Okay, Burt Reynolds was in a movie called Gator, and his name was Gator McCluskey. I love that.
Everything
That's a
Russell?
great movie.
Good thing, Burt
You know,
Reynolds.
great movie.
Yeah.
Moonshine running and airboats. Oh, great movie.
I'm pretty sure that was Kurt.
I'm pretty
Russell.
sure it wasn't.
Dude, are you
The
retarded?
same guy in Gladiator.
Which wasn't Kurt Russell.
No.
I love messing with old people.
Oh my God.
They're about over here, about ready to have an aneurysm.
Yes.
We're both bigger than you. We could squish you.
Oh my goodness. Gerard Butler was in
Oh, somebody wants it.
No, that
What
Gerard
did you say?
Butler was not Gladiator.
Yes, he was.
No,
Oh no, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was
I could see the guy in my head.
yeah, it was Gerard Butler.
no, it wasn't.
You're crazier than crap.
It was not Gerard Butler.
Yes, it was.
No, it
You
wasn't.
know what? There's a thing called Google.
Cody Young says that was an awesome movie. Just watched it last month. That was a great movie. Josh, you are wrong.
No,
Russell Crowe.
Crowe.
That's who it was. Russell Crowe. Thank you, guys. Raheem says, peanut butter balls, peanut butter balls.
All right, that's 2, guys.
Here's to you. Here's to your peanut butter balls this holiday season. I know mine tastes great. Well, you
Wow.
when you get them, you roll them in confectionery sugar. Oh, so good. They're so good and tasty.
Horrible.
If you just
Yes,
love-
Gerard Butler was in
living around.
300.
Oh.
Bambi McCluskey says, I am entertained. Thank you.
Horrible.
Oh, what a fun time. I love First Day Fishy Friday. Venice Sisters Aquatic says, I trust anything you guys say when it comes to fish. Not so much for movies. We're just trying to remember. That's all. That movie's 100 years old.
So people are noticing I trimmed the beard. It was not on purpose. I messed up, and I was trimming a little bit, and it got a little too far into it.
Speaking of which, I had to take a shower in your old bathroom today.
Wonderful, right?
No, it was horrible. There was no mirror in there. So I'm feeling my mustache and I'm doing this and I'm cutting around it and I'm doing all this. I got no mirror. I usually watch myself. I get done with this shave and I think I did a great job. I make it all the way back out here. I'm dried. I'm clean. I make it to my bedroom and I go to my mirror and I see like 3 lines of beard I missed right here. And then this beard or this mustache is way shorter than this mustache over here. So I had to cut this one shorter to match it.
It's a new style.
I can't wait till my bathroom is done and I can have my own shower back with my, I had everything set. You know how long I had to look around for everything for my shower because I'm not taking the shower in my bathroom because they ripped it apart, It was crazy.
People are asking, where is Diesel? Diesel's at home.
His house.
He's the mascot. He should be here.
Yeah.
You bring him
Dougie,
that is
if you don't like peanut butter, then don't lick these balls. My peanut butter balls are delicious, Dougie.
That's wrong.
All right. I got to catch up on Super Chats here.
Jim just donated 5.
Yeah, he donated another one too up top. I missed.
No, you don't even know what Jim donated
He
yet.
wants to know about weighing down plants.
Yeah, but there was another one. Keep on scrolling. I missed it. Jim, I'm sorry, my chat closed and I missed it. Hang on.
Here, I'll go back. I'll go back.
Mine's been closing out too, so.
Yeah, it's terrible. It keeps refreshing.
Yeah, this is the problem
There we
with
go.
Jim's again. Here you go.
Yeah, I got that one.
Okay, so Jim did 2.
Sheasley for $10. Same question twice because he thought we missed it, but I'm just slacking. Sorry, Jim. But $10. He said, "Hey guys, is lead okay for weighing down your plants?"
Sure.
Yeah, it's fine. But
If you've got a 20-gallon tank and you've got 4 pounds of lead weights, I'd say no. If you got 125 and 2 lead weights, you're fine. You know what I'm saying? Lead does leach into the water, but such a small amount. It's not harmful. You know what I'm saying? So I've used lead, immensely many times. Your driftwood that don't float or it stays floating and don't sink. I've drilled big, 1-inch holes in there and filled it full of lead sinkers, and then sealed it with silicone, clear acrylic silicone, and then put it in the tank, and it just drops to the bottom. Great idea, I've done that many years. So
I've used sinkers for fishing on my plants to hold them down.
that's lead. That's all lead. Yeah.
Yeah. Never had a problem.
All right. So the next super chat is Jim Sheasley.
yeah, it's the same question.
No. His question this time is, Big Rich, did you receive that present I sent you? And yes, Jim, we did. I asked Jim.
Butter balls?
No, remember the dolls that we got, the action figures?
Yes.
And it was the greatest reincarnation of me possible. Then they did Reaper and then you. And I asked Jim where he got that because I'd like to get that for my kids, as a Christmas present. He said that he made them.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow, you are talented. I would never have thought that. So I went ahead and found a company online to find, my son Richard a Christmas present. So I got him and his girlfriend Sam together, and they're standing there, and he's holding the guitar, and they made that. Well, Jim thought that I was talking about Richie, and he sent me a caricature of Richie, and it looks amazing with a whole little motorcycle and everything, the whole thing. Go back there in the fish room real quick, or the. Oh no, you can't go in there. You have to go back there.
Where?
In the very back bedroom to the right, on top of everything, there is a little doll thing. Grab that.
On top of everything, there's a little doll thing. Okay?
Yes.
That's really good instruction.
Wait.
That's perfect.
In the dining room, there was the
No,
action.
that one.
Okay.
That
last
room,
bedroom
yeah,
on the
last room.
right.
Last one on your right. Yes.
Hmm.
So, thank you, Jim. I appreciate that, brother. I told you I would never ask you to make something like that. I was looking to buy a present for my kid, not have you make something for us. You do too much for us already, brother. You're the man.
James Stewart says, "Hi, Rich and Josh. My jaguar cichlids have laid eggs, and they've started wiggling. How long till they free swim so I can be ready to remove them up?" I would say a couple days. I mean, once you have wigglers, I mean, it's not long. You know, the development happens pretty quick. You might have some within 3, 4 days, and some might take a week or so.
Pretty much as long as the egg sacs are gone, you can move them.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Chris Hoffman says, Josh, now we know what you do with diesel. It's peanut butter. That is your older brother, Richie, with his motorcycle. Jim sent that. That is amazing. There you go. There's Josh's older brother. There's his motorcycle.
That's my bike.
That's your bike with your brother. Yes.
I couldn't find it
This
at
is a
first,
picture
but
on
it was like an
Facebook.
actual action figure.
That is.
I mean, well, I know it is, but it's very good.
So now my directions were good.
He's got
Now that you went and got
down there
it.
too.
Oh no,
He's
there's
got
the
what?
peanut butter balls and the big
tool
deck.
belt down there too.
Yes.
There's the peanut butter balls in your big deck.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Peanut butter balls are awesome. If you guys haven't tried them, try them. They're just amazing.
It's just a Buckeye without the chocolate on it.
Have you tasted my peanut butter balls?
No, Rick, I've never had your balls. Sorry.
I think you're getting a little too sexual right there.
You started it. I'll follow in suit.
Yeah, but what about the big deck?
I do have a big deck.
I know, that's what I was going to say.
Have you seen my deck?
Yeah, you have?
It's huge.
I'm not. I can show it.
Keep going.
Tell your husband how huge my deck is.
Why are you turning red, Skylar?
There's a lot of nice masonry out there.
Nobody shuts her up, does it? I did it. I accomplished it. How did this turn so 21 and over rated?
You brought us in today? Oh, wait, we infiltrated today.
Right. I didn't ask none of you here.
You showed up and said, hey.
Kyle Jadud, how you doing, buddy? Ain't seen you in a long time.
Jaded.
Jaded. Oh, that's right. I started with Jadud. Thank you. I'm sorry. My bad, Kyle. It's Kyle Jaded.
Got your back, buddy.
You look, and it's Jedud. Jadud. If it was Jaded, it'd be Jeded. Jaded. I'm not wrong.
You're not right either.
Well, obviously. I mean, he knows how to say his name, I guess.
What if he's
a good
been
question.
wrong this whole time?
Yeah, Kyle, have you been wrong this whole time? I think, dude, look this up. I think you've been wrong this whole time, and I've been right. Raheem says peanut butter balls. Cody says, ladies and gentlemen, I can't stop thinking about balls and decks.
You read the next one.
Serious Speechkeeper says, what does Josh prefer more, big decks or peanut butter balls?
Fish.
Fish. Good answer.
Wow. This
I
is
like James' comment.
no, we're not reading that one.
We got Kevin Josie said, my female frontosa is mouthing eggs. My young presumed male attempted to fertilize. Will the female continue to hold unfertilized eggs? At some point, she'll end up spitting them out or just eating them.
Wait. Hold up. So the male tried fertilizing them when they're in the female's mouth, and she's going to spit them out.
I guess she just wanted to try his peanut butter balls.
Oh my God, that's so wrong. Would you give the man some good advice?
I already told him that you'll end up either eating them or spitting them out. But his frontosa male is around a year old, so I still think he's a bit young to be able to breed and actually fertilize the eggs. But he's got a black widow male and a Burundi female,
Okay.
which is actually kind of neat because it's hard to get frontosa to breed.
Yeah. Well, Burundis they breed all the time. It's hard to get nobody. I don't think anybody's gotten Zaire frontosa to breed. The black widows are few and frequent between. So if he's doing this, he's doing a good job.
Ugh.
I got you, girl.
All right, let's get some.
Hey, can we have some fish questions? Stop talking about our deck and our peanut butter balls.
You keep bringing it up. We're just sitting here quietly.
Hey, I mean, at least the people are having a good time.
They always have a good time here on Friday nights. I have a good time on Friday nights. This is the lady that usually deletes your comments,
Yes,
people.
I delete everybody. Sorry. Not sorry.
Country Girl says, I love this channel. Well, we have fun. You know, there's so much wrong going on in the world. It's nice to have a little bit of fun, you know? Kyle Jaded says, those pit vipers are the real deal. Them's mine, son. Them come off of me winning the whole, you know, OFR mullet contest. I won these, but we're gonna let
Mine's better.
Skylar's girlfriend wear them.
Did you say your hair was better? Ah, them fighting words.
Wait. This is your hair right here. This it?
Yeah.
This is what's better, right?
Yeah.
What did you say?
You guys have some real questions.
JF said, why do you run that exhaust fan in the pool room? Doesn't that make the heat escape? That might be true, but you think all that open water, there's a lot of humidity in that room.
Not only that, that's the main reason for it. But we don't heat that room. We heat the water. So all the moisture that's coming up goes into the air and will make them beams that are holding up the ceiling flex and sag over time. So there is a moisture control fan in the room that sucks it out. So that's why, for one, we don't heat that room. We heat the water. In our fish room, we heat the air, and all the tanks are at 83 degrees. But in the fish room, the water's at 83, not the air. Or the pool room, I'm sorry.
Stephen Bundeluck, $5 says, Big Rich,
That's my buddy Steven.
you need some more of those rum balls from Brooklyn.
Steven, them rum balls, they don't make me think straight, son. They're so good. I swear to God, they are like a glazed donut that's full of rum. You pick it up and it feels heavy and it's dripping liquid. And you try and bite into this and
Put it
it's
in your
just,
mouth,
oh my God.
pick it up.
Stop it. Oh my God. Can we have a serious show?
At least you kept it cleaner than what was.
Stephen Bundle sent us them rum balls and they were so good. Oh my goodness. Guys, hit that like button. Reaper says there's over 300 watching and,
Where is Reaper?
20 likes. The Reaper's in the audience.
Oh, there he is.
All right.
Reaper, you've been replaced.
Phil McCarthy, if you'd have showed up tonight, you'd have been on a Stay Fishy Friday.
If you were to do the rescue all over again, what would you do differently, and would you lay out the tanks differently?
Okay, yes. Here's what I would do. Instead of, turning my pool room into the fish room, adding on the fish room, and then adding on to the fish room, and then adding on the deck, and then adding on the cement to the driveway to the back, I would have done it all at once. It would have been cheaper to add on the driveway all the way to the back, the driveway to the back, fill this in with two different extensions that I built, and then do the whole pool and all that area. I would have done it all at once. It would have been way cheaper than do one year, add on another year, add on another year, add on cement this year. It has nickel and dime me to death, and I'm talking $5,000 to $10,000 for every add on of cement, and then the first fish room edition was $38,000. The second one was $22,000. And then we added the deck in the back, and then the roof over the back, and then the pond in the back, and then we added the cement stamped concrete thing. That was $10,000. I mean, it is just, oh my God. If I'd have built it all at once, I'd have had $100,000 loan and paid it off and got away with $60,000 cheaper.
Hairy banana. Fitting for tonight's conversation.
No, the hairy banana fits perfect with the peanut butter balls.
He says, "Hey,
And your
Big
neck.
Rich,
Yeah.
I have a 10 by 3 by 3 tank, and I want an Asian arowana, but the shop wants 1,800 euros for it. Is that a good deal, or should I tell him to f off?"
1,800 euros.
That's-
Can you do a conversion?
Euros like $1 and some change. So I mean,
So we're talking $2,000 for the tank?
Oh, but
2,500 for the tank?
for the fish.
Oh, for the fish?
Yeah, it would honestly come down to what kind of arowana it is, what size it is, the quality of it. I mean, you could be getting the super high quality fish, and you could be right on target. He could be, joshing you a bit and saying, "Hey, we're trying to overprice this arowana just because we have it and we can sell it." So
Right.
it's kind of hard for us to say because we don't
know the prices
Right.
in your territory, so, but they're illegal here, so we don't know anything about them. We're not allowed to have them. But J4 Flower Horns, he's back.
Yeah.
He gave us a $9.99, a $10 super chat, and he says, #1 fan. You know what? We're his #1 fan.
Hey, what's up, bud?
What's up, buddy? Love you guys. I push you at every, people ask me what stores, I tell them I give them your name. Yeah, I mean, you do a great thing, and you do great packaging, and you have great stock, and you have super awesome, flower horns. If anybody wants anything with flower horns, they need to get a hold of you because you've got the strains. I mean, oh my goodness, they're amazing. We got the, what were they called? Off-white SRDs, what did we get from him?
The gold base?
Gold base flower horns, yes. They're in our bottom tanks out there in the 300 gallon. We had to separate them because the one was trying to kill the other. So they're in each of their own tanks, but they're down by my ankles, so I don't really show them much. But they're still doing good and growing and doing fine. But yeah, thank you for that. I appreciate that, buddy.
We have KT Aquatic Barn for $5. Says, "Hey guys, formerly Tyler Shaw. We have now slowly got our rescue going. Thank you guys for all the help and the vids. Hashtag Team Tracy. Hashtag Stay
awesome,
Fishy.
awesome.
Hashtag Big Deck."
You see the time?
Yeah, I'm getting that one next.
We're not getting, away from this.
Dairy Time, oldest and baddest, $5. Says, "What happened to the baby stingrays that arrived in shipping?"
Okay. They were prematurely born. They all had egg sacs underneath of them. The first one died as soon as we got it, collected the 4. The first one died that evening. By the time we woke up in the morning, the other 3 were gone too. So, I mean, I don't know anything we could have done different.
They were born inside that
They were
bag,
born
just
inside stressed
nastiness.
ammonia water, and what we did was once we released it into our water, we took the 4 and put into our water and had a floating thing. By morning, they were all gone. I mean, I don't know if it was they were too early. Was it it was too much ammonia in that water for them? All I know is, they didn't make it. And, we were like heartbroken. So yeah, we didn't talk about it because, I didn't want to bring it up. I didn't want to talk about it. It hurt me. So, but yeah, they did not make it.
All right, we got Bill Smith, $5. Says, "Do you have a continuous water flow to your system?
Yes.
And if so, where does it come from? Is it city water?"
It's definitely city water. We have a dosing system that primes or doses prime. So we got liquid prime and we put it into the bottle and it doses. We've got, I think it's 2,000 gallons of water a day. And then we have enough prime dripping in for 2,000 gallons a day from our doser. So everything's pretty much automated. The thing that goes wrong is if the prime runs out and we don't catch it, we're putting in chlorinated water. We don't want that. So we got to always check on our prime. We mix up a bunch of safe and then the water and then pour that in there and it doses that. There's been like 1 or 2 times where we're like, how long has that been out of prime, But that's over the last, 4 years we've been running this system. So not a big deal. It's we've got it worked out and it's doing good.
And Reap, I did not miss one. My dad read it out of order, so we are all good.
Somebody asked a question: what other fish are besides Brutus has personalities here?
I was going to read that question.
Ooh, Thanos, big personality. All of our Oscars, they've got personality. Our red-bellied piranhas, they got personalities.
The alligator gar.
The alligator guy for sure. He comes in, dun it. Where's the food? He's something else. Our hybrid between a red tail and a tiger shovel nose in the major pool pond, he's the tank boss. He has personality. You put a fish in there, he comes up and checks them.
The puffer, the eel, they all
got
Yeah,
personalities.
Tesla, everybody.
Yeah, even the turtles. Too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But turtle's not a fish.
They
Still
wanna-
an aquatic
they wanna be,
animal.
though.
But
An aquatic animal.
a tortoise is a turtle.
Prove that.
Tortoises are
We
turtles.
talked about this once already today.
Turtles are turtles. But
You're a turtle.
turtles are not tortoises.
Correct.
So I happened to call our tortoises turtles, and
Oh, that gets me
people
mad.
jumped all over my shit.
I yell at you
because
for
they're a tortoise.
Right.
But they are under a turtle group. They are grouped as turtles.
It's like
I'm not
calling a
with
frog
Reg
a
here.
toad and a toad.
The Abadabra tortoise is a turtle. The Galapagos tortoise is a turtle.
They might be from the same, genus,
Yes.
the family, but once you start branching down, that's, kind of gets a little out there.
Yeah, Sue Ann and Steve says, so where's the king tonight? Well, he's usually here in the chat by now. He's not here yet. But yeah, he's usually here.
Zach Bolson says, Josh, how long till the goonch makes it to the monster pond? Do they grow fast? They grow exceptionally slow.
Exceptionally slow.
It'll be years before that.
Him and the jowl the same way. They're going to be years before they get into the pool pond.
That goonch is going to surpass the jowl.
Mm,
That goonch eats way more than that jowl ever
Okay.
thinks about.
okay.
Hey, we're out.
Alrighty.
Popped in and said, hey, everybody, now we're leaving.
All right, bye.
You two taking the turtle?
We can't take it today. We're taking the tank ready.
Oh.
Yeah, we're taking the turtle though.
The little
Okay.
one.
Yeah, the big
Oh,
one.
just a little one?
Yeah.
He likes under
All right.
his head petting.
All right, I'll get rid of the rest.
Bye, everybody.
Any
See
of you guys
next time.
need
Bye, guys.
a red-eared slider? We have multiples of them here. You can have them. Come get them.
See you guys later.
James
See you
Stein
guys.
says, Josh and Rich, thanks for answering my previous question. New to this breeding situation, how long will it be before I can start gifting the Jaguars, as don't want hundreds of them? I mean, that's up to the people that want them. Honestly, you can start gifting them at a half inch. I mean,
Quarter inch even if you have to. I mean, you can go a half inch and they're solid and pretty much guaranteed. Here, let me move over and get into the screen again. And then I'm going to go ahead and take this screen here and move it up. There we are. Okay. But yeah, you can give them out, quarter inch to a half inch and, no problem.
all right. There was questions up here I missed. Have you noticed the stingrays or other fish started to breed or spawn more since the big water change in the pool pond?
Yes, we have a lot more damage to the female stingrays. There's a lot of bite marks on them. So obviously they've been, going through the ringer a lot more. So yeah, I'd say yeah.
People are asking, how is the new tortoise enclosure coming along?
Working great. I went up and I bought a pan for a hot water heater that goes under your pan in case you got leaks or something. And I used that for a water tray in the tortoise enclosure. So now what we got to do is hook up, it has a hole in the one side. We have to hook that up to the water, and then I can have the water coming up from the 3000 draining in there, and then it can overflow this tray area and then go to the drain. So it's always fresh water. We're going to do that probably tomorrow.
JF asks, what fish could you guys not take in?
We've never said no to any fish. Period.
We got Broach, $5 says, who's the guy with the big head?
Well, that would be Josh. If you look at the screen, it's Josh right now. Because I'm back here, guys.
We got Steven Bundeluck for $5 says, hey guys, did you ever consider creating and selling an OFR calendar for fundraising purposes? You can show pics of your fish and tanks and rescued.
Yes, sir. We're getting ready. We've got the mermaid outfit for Big Rich. We got the mermaid outfit for Reaper. We're waiting on Josh's mermaid outfit to show up.
It's going to be super, okay?
Now, we're going to do the three of us swimming in water because that's what we agreed to for these pictures and the donations that came in for it. But we're also going to do poses so that we can start a calendar up, and it'll be the 12 months of mermaid. I guess.
You and Reaper are going to look great on that.
You're in there too.
Sign up for all that.
Yes, Betty is in the 3,000. She's still there. She's doing great.
Someone's asking what happened to Betty.
I just answered.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
She's in the 3,000. She's still there. And she's doing good. And then you go, what happened to Betty? Oh my goodness. JF says, I'm going to buy 1,000 calendars and use them for wallpaper all over my big deck. Oh my goodness. I don't think Reaper wants a Stingray tank. He's anti-Stingray right now.
Have you guys been fish keeping since childhood? When did you have your
I have, yes, since 7 years old.
If your chat froze on you, just refresh. It'll come right back.
Yes. And you guys can always go to, if you look on your screen, there's a little gear icon. If your chat is like choppy, go to that gear icon and turn down the resolution. And then it'll be smooth for you and it won't, lag for you.
Jay Rich said, have you measured your phantom redtail for the competition yet?
Yes, we have. Ours are not as big as Michael Terrell's. So it's up to Mike Terrell. His are like a couple inches bigger than ours. It's up to him to try and win and he's off the deep end aquatics. His is bigger than ours. We don't, primarily feed to grow fish. We feed to maintain their living. You know what I'm saying? So they don't grow as fast here as they would somewhere else where somebody's pumping them full of food every day, all day. So Michael Terrell's is bigger than ours, and we're going to see if he ends up winning.
Yeah, he's got a big one, but there's a guy in Florida who doesn't have a YouTube channel, and he's putting mics to shame.
Really?
Yeah, it's huge. Real big.
So the guy in Florida, you really like his huge
He's got a big red tail. Okay.
What happened to Reaper's video that was up for a minute this morning? Okay, here's what happened. You guys don't understand. I have been, for the last year and a half, I work 120 hours a week taking care of Tracy. The nurse comes in and works 40 hours a week. I have to watch her all night long every night. Well, I happened to fall asleep and I woke up and thought it was 6 in the morning and it's time to put out Reaper's video. So I released it. And then I woke back up and it was 8 o'clock in the morning and, I took care of Tracy and all that stuff, went back to bed. I woke back up, it was 8 o'clock in the morning and the video's down. I'm like, what's going on? I thought it was at that point 8 o'clock at night. I mean, I was confused. I can only do so much. I'm only human, but I was confused. So it turns out Reaper saw that his video was up way too early the night before, and he stopped it. He should have never stopped it because now all the people that logged onto it and said things and posted on there don't count because he stopped the video. And now the next morning when it did come out, you don't have none of that counts towards the video coming out. So if he had 300 people on there, now his video come out the next morning, and the first hour don't have hardly nobody on there. It hurt him for him taking that down. He should have left it up and just let it run and not put out a video in the morning. It would have been better. But that was my fault. I woke up confused and thought it was 6 in the morning, and it was still 6 at night. I'm sorry. It happens. I don't get hardly no sleep, and this kind of stuff happens.
So for those of you that were asking about Diesel, I just got a picture of him. There you go. That's him. He's sleeping on the pillow.
Ah, Diesel. I miss that little guy.
Oh, all right. Bill Smith said, "When's the grandbabies coming, Big Rich?"
You know what? I have 3 boys. Josh is the youngest at 26. He's got his long-term girlfriend, and he bought a house, and he's living with her. His older brother is 31, and he's been living with his woman for a couple of years. His older brother is 33, and he's been living with his woman in their house for like 4 or 5 years.
No one has grandbabies.
Nobody has kids yet. So it's going to happen any second, any day.
So you think. All right, let me finish scrolling back up here. You guys were busy. There we go.
Oh, yeah, a lot of people talking. Reaper even says, "Didn't know, sorry, won't do it again." No, Reaper, you just hurt yourself. It's all right. It was my mistake, and you were trying to rectify it. That's all fine. But it would have been better if you'd have left it up, because then the count that you had, the 300-400 people that were there, would have counted on the video the next morning on top of what showed up for the video. But all the people that already watched it once ain't going to watch it a second time is the problem. So none of them count now, because once it's taken down, it starts over at 0. And then you release it, none of them counts matter, So I meant to tell you about that, but I haven't talked to you today.
Air Jordan said, "Are you guys familiar with Fritz products? If so,
Yes.
is Fritz Complete good to use for water changes?"
I would have no problem using all Fritz stuff.
Yeah.
You're
Pretty good.
know.
Back when Jay Wilson was working for him, he'd always send us, goodie bags and stuff.
Yeah, and we used them, no problem. I wouldn't even mind being, what do you call that?
Sponsored?
Sponsored
Endorsed.
by Fritz. I would use all Fritz products on our equipment, because basically, you guys got to understand, whether you're using Prime or Safe or Paragard or AquaGuard or whatever, it's basically a dechlorinator. So you can use many different products. Now, Safe is by far the cheapest because it goes so far, and you use little scoops of it. Prime is our second best because it's liquid and you barely have to use any of it. So, but they stink so bad. They smell like ass. It's so bad. But so, it's a matter of what product you have laying around. And in our situation, we get a lot of things donated. When somebody gives a 55-gallon tank, here's a box of supplies. Well, there's Dechlor, there's Prime, there's Safeguard, there's all kinds of stuff, and we use it up as we need it, So we're not being sponsored by any one company out there at all that we would say, hey, use this company because it's the best. We've tried them all. We can't do that, and we haven't, I don't know.
Rubber Triangle said, "Amara Wolffish, would you guys ever keep one?" Yeah, of course. They're great fish. You just have to be very, very careful with them. They can get rather large, and they are very aggressive. They will attack you. They will attack hoses. They'll attack nets. So it's a one fish per tank type of deal. Slam Boy said, "Big Rich, your grandbabies are in the Bellagio thing."
Never my grandbabies. For sure.
Tracy Olson says, I have 2 male dwarf water frogs and they won't stop hugging. What should I do?
Put on some Berry White and leave them alone.
Yeah, they're. I mean, that's kind of a common thing for the frogs. You get them in groups, and they kind of just hang tough together. So I wouldn't worry about it as long as it's not fighting or anything like that.
Right. If it ain't causing a problem, leave it be.
Devin says, hey fellas, I have 2 extra large goldfish, but one of them turned white and the other one is still normal orange. The one that's white now doesn't seem to be in any pain. Any way I can get his pigment back?
No, they change colors on their own, and there's nothing you can do about it. I don't know if it's from growing. I don't know if it's from water conditions, but I've seen it happen many times, and there's really nothing you can do about it. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, said it right. We got someone else who chimed in, said, why not use a carbon block filter on the drip system to remove chlorine? We have before.
But it's 2,000 gallons a day. Do you know what size carbon block we would need and replenish it and rechange it all the time? A carbon block works on, 16 gallons a day.
Aaron Benson said, I'd love to see a Severum tank in your display. We have Severums in the other Bellagio tank.
In the community tank, we have a bunch of Severums in there, probably 12 of them. It's not a Severum tank per se, but they are in there.
Bill Smith said, how's the native tank coming along?
Well, we used it temporarily for, what's his name, our turtle? Sheesh. I'm drawing a blank, Josh. Hubert, thank you. We used it temporarily for Hubert because Hubert went through a phase where he started biting everybody, and we had to separate him from everybody. Now he's back in with his tank. So I can get started on building the PVC pipes, the pumps on one side and the returns on the other to make it a river tank, put the Universal Rocks background on it, and then put our river fish in there. That's the next step.
Someone's asking if we still have the golden orphs.
Yes, they're in the front pond, and they're doing great.
There's 3 of them.
Yep.
Someone was asking, what's your biggest clown loach? Right now, it's smaller, like 7 inch, but we've had them up to 14
inches
and a half.
I think we're lying right there. We just both said the same size at the same time.
And those were some huge monster clown loach.
They were awesome. Yes. This chair is killing me. Oh, that's Hoover. I thought Tracy just fell out of the bed.
We got Serious Fish Keeper says, if I can break out of Canada, coming to help you build that big monthly saltwater tank. Now that Josh is gone, you can go bigger than the 220.
I've got his whole bedroom. We're going to fill it up.
But
you guys need a titanium heater bending contest. Winner gets a free tip paid for by the loser. You're the only one I know that has bent a titanium heater.
Like a boomerang. I still want to find
Dude,
that thing.
he didn't tell the story good enough. I'm sitting there. I'm plugging in every heater that he's holding on to. He'd grab the heater, hand me the cord. I'd plug it in. Yep, this is getting warm. We'd go to the next one. We did this for about 4 hours. We had, hundreds of heaters. We're doing this, and all of a sudden, I plug one in, and he goes to dancing and jumping, and he's just doing this thing. Like, what is wrong with you, boy? I thought he was, messing around. Then he didn't answer me. So I was like, okay, he's locked in the midst of being shocked. I unplug it, and, he throws this thing. Like, he was mad at it.
Live it.
It was funny as can be.
Bad Panda Fishing says, is Kevin paying y'all the food bill to feed the rays?
No,
Nope.
no. We're just helping out as we can, and we're covering the food bill and, that kind of thing. It's all right. We offered. It's okay. Sarah's Fish Keeper says, if I can break out of Canada, coming to help
read that
you.
one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. I just swapped out Severums for flower horns. They don't get enough love, the Severums.
Williams Anger says, do you have any specific pointers on growing out / caring for Messiers? Messiers are awesome fish. They are very
awesome.
growing. So a couple pointers. They do love fast flowing water.
Faster the water, the faster they'll grow.
Yeah. And as far as coloration, they're going to all look the same when they're younger. They don't start getting their coloration until they get about a foot, and then they'll start putting on color. And then, we had the red Messier. He was about 26 inches, and he was deep red, looked gorgeous.
All right. This guy says, Big Rich looks like King Kong next to Josh. Here's the thing. I sit up at the table. Josh leans back. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and roll my chair back. And now I'm sitting behind Josh. His head's bigger than mine. His body's about the same size as mine. The farther back you are from this camera, the smaller you are. I come up here and I sit at this table and I look like a monster next to Josh because I'm leaning on the table. He's leaning back in his chair. So by rights, if I sit back here, I'm about a half foot behind you. Now that's the size we normally are in reality. Okay.
Ruth T says, any suggestion on how to get rid of snails in my beta tank, please? Thank you. #Team04.
Okay. We're not a killing type people. So here's something you can do. If you wanted to get your snails out of the one tank, put in a piece of like romaine lettuce or something at nighttime and weigh it down. By morning, you're going to wake up and there's going to be hundreds of snails on it. Pull that whole thing out and put them in another tank. Put another piece of lettuce in there and they'll be on that. And you can keep pulling them out until they're out of that tank. That's one way. It's pretty simple. I mean, there's plenty of medications you can buy that will kill them all. You can get a puffer that will eat them all. I mean, it's just...
Clown loaches
eat them too, yeah.
If you treat with Dimel X, it'll kill all your crustaceans. So there's many ways there. Nope, just read that one. Sorry. Where has Matt's Monster Fish gone? I haven't seen him in a while. Is he doing okay? Honestly, I haven't talked to him. He's been doing his whole car thing, and he's been hot and heavy into that. And as far as the whole fish thing goes, I know he still has the one pond up and going, and I think that's it. Josh or Big Rich, have you thought about collecting any fish from the wild in another country, maybe South America? I would love to go down there and go on a fishing trip and just say that I've caught these fish, but I wouldn't want to sit down back here.
You get to South America, you will not go in the water.
Yes, I will.
There is piranha. There is electric eels. There is the giant alligator, the saltwater alligator that is like, there's hippos that eat people. There is so many things. The Kindero fish that goes up your wiener. There's so many reasons not to go into.
He's trying to get you peanut butter balls.
I do not want to go swimming in the Amazon River, period.
If someone else is swimming, I'm jumping right in. I don't care. What would y'all do if you had a snail outbreak in the pool pond? We absolutely do. There's snails all over, and it's part of the natural ecosystem, so you just let them be.
We don't have a problem with them. We love our snails.
The cichlids will pick them off and be a natural food source for them. They clean up the algae, so we actually like them.
J.P. Merlot, our deacon from West Virginia, Kentucky. My bad, JP. I'm sorry. From Kentucky, and he hosts the Mammoth Cave Aquarium Expo every year. He puts up, what's up, guys? Coming in late. We got comments on the YouTube TV now. Cool. Did the water get back in the pool? Yes, of course it did. But it took us 4 days, but we got it filled back up, and now everything's fine. And The heater's running good. Everything's great. We didn't lose any fish. We're doing good. The Fish Room says, my wife is making steaks for us tonight. Awesome. Must be nice to be you, buddy. You know what my wife's doing for me tonight? She may or may not be pooping in a diaper for me. Count your blessings, however small they are. Count your blessings as you have them. Brittany's a great wife to you, and she's proud of how she cooks. You know, you've got a wife that cooks amazing meals. You know, treat her right, treat her good.
Blake Weber said, how far down the priority list is the wall shrimp tank thing? Cool idea to me.
Well, the reason we've been waiting on that is because we talked to Joe Thiessen from Joe's Shrimp Shack, and he wanted to sponsor this tank and send us all this and that. So we've been waiting forever. Now we've got somebody else wanting to sponsor it. You know, it's okay. It's basically the tank is done. It's ready for water. It's waiting for people. We've got the light on there. We're just waiting for whatever people want to do. I don't really want to have another tank that I have to take care of. So I want to make it like a ecosystem where they can find their own food, and then every couple months I got to add in a few things, you know? That's all.
603 Living says, are the rays decimating the cichlid population in the pool pond? Not at all.
They are not. They are not. They are tearing up the tilapia. They are eating good. They're doing great, but I see our population going crazy. It's getting worse.
Yeah. Might be time to stick a bass in that pool.
Brainer Hayde says, Fish Rescue Ireland. Give a shout out, please. Please. There you go to Fish Rescue Ireland. I'm going to, you know what? Send me a link to your page and I'll check you out and see how you are. And, you know, we might even back you.
JC said, I thought you might bust your heater by pumping water too quick into the inlet. I didn't know if forcing water down there would mess anything up. No, it's a boiler system. It's all
a
steel.
Whole boiler, yeah. It's nothing like a glass heater for a fish tank. Of course, on glass heaters, you can't let the water go down and it gets hot. You put water in and it cracks. No, it ain't nothing like that. It's a boiler system for a pool, and, you know, water comes through and that's it. So it won't turn on unless there's a certain amount of pressure. It won't turn on unless there is definitely water in there. All kinds of safeguards it's got.
The only thing the Stingrays have done that's been a problem is tearing up the plants and dirt in the water. Now that water gets sucked through the filtration, gums up our cartridge filter, which is, we used to change it every 6 months to a year. And that was because our water is usually so clean that there's no particulates in the water getting gummed up in this filter. Now with these rays pooping an ungodly amount and kicking up dirt and stuff from tearing up the plants, they're now gumming up the filter. And, for a couple of days there, I was having to change that filter every 3 or 4 days. It was getting insane. But now
it was a lot of work.
We're good.
When we have to change that filter, it takes probably 3 hours to do the filter, the cleaning, to put the new one in.
Yeah.
About 3 hours. It's a lot of work.
Have you ever thought about solar panels on the roof? We have, but again, this goes back to it's Ohio, so we can actually only use solar panels for a good 3 months out of the year. So is it actually doing us any good here? Probably not. So we just, trash that idea altogether.
Now, this makes a lot of sense. Sarah's Fish Keepers from Canada says, as Big Rich knows, anyone taking fish in as a rescue does not need promotion. I find it as just having the tanks and having the availability of taking the fish and being part of the community, the fish needing homes find you. And this is absolutely 100% true. Because we didn't start the rescue. We had big tanks and everybody was contacting us. We started the rescue because, the public aquariums won't take from the general public no more. you're having problems with that. We started our rescue, and yes, of course, anyone starts because, hey, you get free fish or whatever. But it's the people with the real heart into it that outlast it. I mean, when we started, it took me 2, maybe 3 years before any money was coming in. I was paying the coverage of all these fish, you know what I'm saying? And then now that we're doing the YouTube thing, it has just now reached the point to where it's covering the cost of the rescue. And I could maybe set aside some money to put backgrounds on and other things I deemed unnecessary. But now, Josh moved out, and I got to split the money with him, so we're down again. So it's real close to we're going to have extra money for the rescue eventually. If you do what's right and the public sees you, they will stand behind you. But if you try and pretend to do what's right and the public sees you, they're gonna front you out, and they're gonna let everyone know. So you have to be into it with your heart, and you will grow. Period.
Becca Painter says, any advice on how to get biofilm under control?
Yeah.
2 things. 3, you can manually scrub it off. Easiest thing to do. Number 2, you feed less, so there's less nutrients for the biofilm to feed on. 3, up your flow of water. That's the only things you can do to try and control biofilm.
Aaron Hook says, hey guys, are your koi still active? Mine have gone into winter mode, and it's kind of like hibernation, different climate to you guys though. No, our koi have stopped. We don't feed them as when the water hits 55 degrees, we stop feeding. And that's it. There might be 1 warm day or 2 warm days after that. But if they was to come up and eat during them warm days, then that water would go back cold, and that food would sit in them and rot and cause problems. You don't want that. So once the water hits 55 degrees, you stop feeding your koi till next summer when it comes back up. You don't test the top of your water, you test the bottom of your water or the midsection of your water, and you see that. And that's the way you do it.
Matt Robinson says, solar can be used year-round, even way north of where you are. That might be true if you have sunshine every day of the year, but where we're from, snow covers the solar panels. There's clouds in the sky. The number of sunny days are far less greater than, the days that you can actually have the solar panels on and they're generating enough power to be able to pay for themselves. So it's deemed not worthy. So end of that discussion. I'm not talking about a small, solar panel to run a pump. We're talking, massive solar panels to, power the fish room, stuff like that. Do you people use to cut the plastic pieces that snap onto the back glass of the canopy so they fit around your hose wires filtration and still look nice? So what I use is a pair of snips or tin snips. They're basically just a big pair of shears. You can get in there and you can use them and, do half circles if you have a hose, or you can cut through the thicker pieces of plastic for that too. So it should be all good. You already read that one. You're out of sync with where I was to where you were.
Nah, I'm good.
Allison Berry says, is it true that if you leave water out overnight, the chlorine will evaporate?
This is true, but also so does the oxygen. So people are thinking, leave the water in a tub overnight and then, then you can put your fish in it. No, this is not good because now they're going to oxygen deprived water. So it's better just to put water in there, use some Safe or some Prime or Dechlor, whatever, and then use it for your fish. It's much better.
And also, sunlight will also help with the chlorine in the water as well, and aeration in the water.
Hey, Hoover, can you grab a chair from in the dining room there?
Yep. JD says, why don't you guys drill a water well?
Well, the wells, the drilling cost is about $3,000.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it would be beneficial to us in the long run.
Problem is, you then have to get a permit in the inner city, so you have to go through the city. Now you're stuck buying a pump for the well. You have to have pre-filters, filters, softeners, hardeners, depending on where you live in the country. Here, we would just need a softener.
Mineral blocks to keep the minerals down low, and it has to pass through that. All kinds of stuff.
Do you have to rescue every fish that someone calls you about? Is this part of government?
I don't have to. I choose to. But we never say no to any fish. Now, if somebody's too far away, somebody calls us from Arizona and there's one goldfish, I tell the lady to go ahead and post it on our Ohio Fish Rescue 501c3 page, and we will help her find somebody close to her that will come and take that fish and help her out. If it's something that is like, hey, I've got 9 peacock bass, I've got, an arowana, I've got an arapaima, this is an exotic collection and we need to bring them here. Then we try and make a trip out there to do that. I can't drive across country for an Oscar. You know what I'm saying? It's going to cost us $1,200 there, $1,200 back in gas or whatever. It's just the semantics are ridiculous. So if it's something, really wild, and then even then, I will call other people in the neighborhood and area and say, do you still have this fish? Do you still want me to show up for here? Do you want us to? And I get 4 or 5 or 6 or 8 pickups in that area. Then we make our West Coast trip or East Coast or Northern, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Guys, I'd like to introduce you to our buddy Hoover. Now, how you doing, buddy?
How you doing?
He comes by and he helps us out. He does a lot of work around here, and he's behind the scenes. You don't never see him, but he's always there helping. So I wanted to introduce you guys to him.
JP Merlo, $5 says, hey fellas, can you explain the soaking medicines and the fish food concept again? Unless it's a secret, I don't get the evaporated alcohol part.
You want to take this?
Sure. So a real easy crash course. So because we're going to do a video on it at some point, but basically you mix the medicine with the alcohol.
Well, let's explain why first. You've got sick fish, and it don't get absorbed through their skin. So you can put medicine in the water, and it don't really help. Some fish need, because of their type of sickness, they need medicated food. And they have to be able to take it inside their system, and then it goes into their system because it's medicated food. Here is how you make the medicated food.
You mix the medicine up with some alcohol. If you know the properties of alcohol, it evaporates much quicker, much faster than regular water. So you mix up the medicine with the alcohol. You then, put it in with your food. The food will soak up that mixture, and then So
let's say we mix a bunch of Metro because we think this fish is, has this problem and it needs Metro as the food, the medication. So we take a bunch of Metro and we mix it up, liquefy it, and then we add the rubbing alcohol. We add dry pellets in there, and then give it an hour or 2.
Yeah, just let
it dry out, and then there's no liquid left. It has now soaked up all this liquid, and the extra liquid has evaporated off. You now have moistened, wet, medicated food. You put it in there, and your fish eat it, and it goes right to their system. It's pretty simple.
And it's pure grain alcohol, not rubbing alcohol, guys.
Well, yeah.
All right. Aaron Hook says, hey guys, big favor to ask. Can I please get a shout out from my wife, Victoria Hook. Was her birthday a few days back.
Wasn't that her birthday a couple days ago? I read it ahead of time, guys. I'm sorry. Victoria Hook, happy birthday. There's your shout out, buddy.
All right, so we got 10 minutes left to the show. Let's go ahead and get a few more questions in here, and then we can sign off for the night. JP Merle says you guys are genius. Okay, pure grain alcohol.
And JP Merlo's like, I got this handled. He's from Kentucky. He's got pure grain alcohol. He brought us up a bunch of moonshine and he came up here last time. It's still in the fridge. You want some?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Weird matter. So what would you do if the fish is in with other fish? Will they eat it? They will certainly eat it, and
Of
it's
course.
completely fine if the other fish eat the medicated food as well. It will not do no harm to them.
Yes, JP, moonshine will work. And evaporates quick, son.
Danielle Tracy Ann is asking how far I live from you now. I'm like
About a mile.
4 minutes down the road.
About a mile.
Hmm.
Let me try my third glass. I am done with my 3 glasses tonight, guys.
Commander Norland says, have you ever heard of dwarf giraffe catfish? Yes, and they're great. They usually get about 12 inches long. Roth from Predatory Fin said they have them, and I looked them up. They are one of my dream fish if I can ever find them. Well, if they're at rods, you might as well order one if it's your dream fish.
All right, Whips World says, are you guys coming to GCCA swap on Sunday? What is that? You give us the,
I think it's
Greater
Chicago.
Chicago Cichlid Association, it sounds like. No, we are not coming to Chicago this weekend. Sorry, buddy. K. Kawaha says, what pendant is on Hoover's chain? Every single pendant,
All-
ring,
all
jewelry he's
rings
owned since he's been
Bracelets
17.
and all that stuff. Hi to everybody that said hi
These
to me.
are all rings that he's collected over the years. They're just hanging there. And the thing in the middle is an old watch band.
Okay, let's get a few more fishy questions in the chat, guys. We got 7 minutes.
Aaron Hook says, cheers, guys, for the shout out. I'm going to email tomorrow and hope to get you address. Of course, just email me. But, basically, you can also email me at bigrich@ohiofishrescue.com, and I will shoot you the address. No problem. He says, I'd like to send you some Newcastle Brown Ale for Xmas. It's from my New York. It's from my town in England. There you go.
Nice.
Maine, Turs, Furs, and Finn says, do you remember meeting me in Dallas? Of course I do. I really want you to join us in the morning show one morning. I need to email you. Bigrich at Ohio Fish Rescue, and I will answer you, okay?
Sunnyvale said, how's the 580 coming along? I mean, it's been up and running. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Just doing its thing. It's got a rhino pleco in it right now, and that's it. Dougie said, have you ever kept archer fish? Yes, we have. And
Like the archer fish.
they're actually super neat. If you get a whole group of them, you actually feed them like bugs on tongs. They'll actually, shoot water up at you.
See that one?
Yes, see it. You got to smack me for that? This is the one you're talking about?
No, the one up there,
Where?
right there, the triple.
This one?
Yeah, the triple. You see it?
Yep.
All right, just read that one. Reaper was asking, was there a drinking word? Yes, it was peanut butter balls. Peanut butter balls. I repeat, peanut butter balls.
JP Merlo says, Rich, are you doing the sitcom with Joey after the show? It always is funny. It's hilarious. I haven't heard from Joey today, so I don't think so. Usually he's on here. He's on here like, let me explain to you what Joey does. He's sitting there and he's entertaining himself. Mm-hmm. He's like, look what I can get these Americans to do for $5. He's got Reaper scrubbing his chin. He's got me shaking my butt.
Jay Rich said, do your cichlid show much aggression?
No, there's too many of them in there. Every once in a while, like every 6 months, we'll find a dead one. But other than that, there's just too many of them in there. You know, there's no fighting over territory.
Heather Ellington Tackett says, peanut butter balls, sing it. Oh, wow.
Daniel Tracy Ann says, laughing out loud, Reaper's beard juggle was the cutest. Sonny Davis says we ignored his question.
Don't know which one it was. Say it again.
Yeah. You want it to come through, say it 2-3 times. I mean, you keep posting it.
Reaper asked, what kind of fish are we picking up tomorrow?
We are getting
A
Temensis bass,
and a Reno.
a peacock bass, and a clown knife. All about 22 inches.
Okay. Well, asking if you like Rodney Dangerfield.
Love Rodney Dangerfield. He's funny as can be. Did you ever see Caddyshack?
Yes.
Great movie.
Sue Ann and Steve, $5 says, can you go back a couple minutes and answer my question? I need to do something quick.
Okay, so Sue Ann and Steve. I didn't see it.
Said peanut
This
butter balls.
is how I live. I don't see Sue Ann and Steve here. Oh, right here. Hi, Victoria. Okay. Next, Sue Ann and Steve.
Yeah.
Hi,
I don't see
Hoover.
it. I don't see. You're gonna have to post it again. Sorry. Captain Stanley said I tried the medicine idea and my discus got drunk, but I was too. Well, if it's done correctly, the alcohol is actually evaporated out, so there's none left in the product. And you can actually heat the mixture up too and use heat to help evaporate the alcohol off as well. How do I get Stingray to Ireland? Very hard to get them here. Dream to get one. You would have to talk to one of your local importers. And they would be able to make that happen for you.
Your importers know the laws and the rules and know how to get past them if there is a way past them.
Stephen Bundluck says, guys, I had to donate my last convict. She was calm for 2 years. Then in a 10-day period, she killed Paul, George, and Ringo, 3 of my 4 Cory cats.
Oh, no way.
And my 2 golden rams.
Wow. 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 That's terrible. Can you fix these cups?
Yeah.
Sonny Dennis said I had 2 albino corridor floating dead with a hole in their belly. Any guess what happened? My guess would be they probably died and then the other fish were nibbling on it. Because that's not something that happens very commonly. So
More normally.
right. So I think that does it for us tonight, guys. Had a fun time with you. It's always awesome hanging out with you guys on
Always
Friday.
awesome hanging with you guys.
So hope you guys enjoyed tonight's night stream. Or night stream.
Live stream.
Live stream. So as always, stay fishy, my friends.